Hey guys, Ivan here, and you're looking at the current physique of 4 times Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler. We all must agree that he is in shape. He has a great shape considering the fact that he is retired. For how many years now? He competed last in 2013, so that's 6 years ago. And most bodybuilders that are actually that big as Jay Cutler was, look kind of melted and they lose their shape very soon after they retire. Right? We saw that with Ron Coleman, we saw that with Dorian Yates, but these two guys did melt away, but they did not really get fat. So you wouldn't say that they are out of shape because they're not fat, whatever that phrase means, but they don't have a lot of muscle, most certainly. And Jay Cutler actually holds on to a lot of muscle. He's not small by any means. He's probably bigger than most bodybuilders, I'd say. Not at the Mr. Olympia level, not at the pro level, of course. He's not on that level, but most bodybuilders in general. He's bigger than me, for sure. And look at his lower abs. His stomach is so lean, and I'm sure he has shredded glutes as well. And he's saying that he's eating like 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, up to 3 meals a day, sometimes even 4, but very rarely. And he says it's very troublesome for him to eat. He trains regularly, he probably enjoys that. I don't think he's training super hard. He's just trying to maintain what he has for as long as possible. And he's not super old. I mean, he's like 45 today. Sean Roden is 44 and he just won Mr. Olympia last year. Dexter Jackson is soon to be 50. So Jay is not very old, but he's probably not juicing hard enough to keep all that size. And he was doing that in 2013. So he had to retire a little bit earlier because he lost the title in 2011 and then 2 years later he tried to come back. He looked great, he was in great shape, but he did not look nowhere near as big as he was in his heydays. So it's probably impossible for him to gain all that size back at this age, for whatever reason. I mean, maybe it's possible, maybe he just doesn't want to go through that again. Because, guys, I mean, he's 4 times Mr. Olympia. He's the only Mr. Olympia that ever lost the title and regained it. He beat the best bodybuilder in the world, Ronnie Coleman. He left no stones unturned and he's one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. I'm sure he's happy with how his career went and I don't think he really has the desire to come back. There is basically no reason to do that. Doing a comeback would definitely be exciting for us fans, but would that really help his brand too much? I mean, he's working very hard even right now, even after retirement. He's publishing videos on his YouTube channel frequently. He's everywhere. You can always see him on all kinds of bodybuilding venues. He's a businessman and he's very successful at his business. And he's one of the first bodybuilders ever to get rich from bodybuilding. I mean, before we had guys like Arnold, but Arnold did not get his first million from bodybuilding. He invested the money from bodybuilding to real estate, and that's how he earned his first million. But Jay Cutler made his supplement company, Jay Cutler Nutrition, and that's how he got rich, basically. So he knows his business. If it was smart for him to come back, he would do it. But I'm sure he knows that he will never look as good as he was back in the day. And also, he probably doesn't want to risk his health. Not just risk, but pretty much destroy his health. Doing that kind of crazy heavy protocols was proven to be not the healthiest route. Rich Piana proved it to us, for example. He did that bigger by the day protocol and he died. So I'm sure Jay Cutler knows that and he doesn't want to die and his brand is doing fine. He won 4 Mr. Olympia titles. He knows he cannot win it again. Not after he tore his bicep and not after being away from gear and training hard for so long. Sean Roden is 44 and Dexter is 49, but these guys never stopped competing. And they are in great shape right now. But Jay Cutler lost a lot of his muscle and he did not compete for a long time, for 6 years. And after not competing for 6 years at that age, you just lose it. And I would really love to see Jay Cutler coming back, but I don't think that's possible. Anyways, he's looking great right now. He's very lean, he packs a lot of muscle on his frame considering his age and considering the fact that he's not competing for 6 years. But guys, Jay at his best is one of the best bodybuilders in the history of the world. First, I would say Ronnie Coleman. And then the second, I would probably say Phil Heath. But then again, I'm not sure really. I mean, 2009 edition of Jay Cutler or 2006, It's hard to beat that shape, man, because Jay was so wide. Phil is narrow. Phil is not huge. He's not a huge bodybuilder. He has right muscles on right places, which creates a great illusion. He has great conditioning. I'm talking about the best version of Phil Heath. But Jay has that width. He has a lot of muscle. He's a freak, right? So it would be a battle. It would be an epic battle that I would love to watch. Jay at his best versus Phil at his best. I think Jay at his best versus Coleman, no way, he doesn't have a chance. Ronnie is just another level, another league. But against Phil Heath at his best, that would be a battle that I would like to watch. Simply because Jay has that width and basically the mass to combat Phil Heath. And Phil doesn't have the best frame, but he has a lot of muscle on perfect places. So it would be close, I think. Definitely close, but who would win? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section below whatever you think. And also, guys, in 2010, which was the year when I started training, actually, I signed up for this gym. I went there and on a counter I saw Muscular Development magazine. It was a magazine from 2008, I believe, and on the cover was Dexter Jackson. The cover said Mr. Olympia Dexter Jackson, the best bodybuilder in the world, something like that. So I took a look at Dexter and I was like, wow, this is looking impressive. And then I opened the magazine, I checked the other guys, and the next page, the very next page, was Jay Cutler. My English was not perfect at the time. I could say I wasn't even speaking it back then. So I opened the magazine and I just was looking at the photos. I wasn't really reading a lot. And I saw Jay Cutler. And I was like, wow, I mean, Jay's looking freaking awesome. How come he's not the Mr. Olympia? How come Dexter is better? And I didn't know about them, but I found Jay's physique more impressive. I'm sure it wasn't a photo from 2008, it was probably a photo from 2006 or 7 when Jay was better actually than Dexter. But I just liked Jay's physique better, it was more impressive to me because he was bigger. He was much bigger than Dexter and I like to see mass. That's what I like. I like to see big bodybuilders. I don't really like aesthetics that much. I mean, I like classic physique, sure, it's interesting, but I mean, I love bodybuilding. I want to see freaks. I want to see a lot of mass. That's what I like. And everybody has their preferences. I don't mind if you like something else. I really liked Jay Cutler's physique back then, and somehow I found those DVDs of Jay Cutler, a lot of them. There is a lot of quote-unquote movies. I'm not sure about the names. If you guys remember, tell me in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure one of them was called A Cut Above. And basically it was like 3-hour long videos of him living his life. Pretty much. Him eating his meals in the house and him training all the body parts every day of the week. And I was literally watching those videos pretty much every day. I mean, I was just watching Jay Cutler train. Because for some reason it was a really great motivation for me to train. And he wasn't super charismatic, but he did have some kind of energy, some kind of interesting personality that really motivated me. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but if you guys are fans of Jay Cutler, you know what I'm talking about. He kind of lost that recently. He doesn't have that confidence that he had back then. Maybe just the steroids that gave him that confidence. I don't know what it was, but I really liked his personality and his charisma, quote unquote. So I was really following him a lot, and he was my favorite bodybuilder at the time. Later I found out about Dorian Yates and other bodybuilders, but still Jay Cutler is one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. And thank you guys for still being here at this video, for listening to my little story about my life. I don't know if you like this. If you do, tell me in the comment section below. Whatever you think about Jay Cutler or whatever I said in this video, tell me down below. I'm gonna read all the comments and reply to most of them. And guys, please like the video. And also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. All the best, guys. Bye bye.